650 WOL.
All right, everybody, we're back live here. Another great day here, the nation's capital. It's the Sea Island Morning Show. Today we're talking about tipping. I think it's very important that everybody understand one of the things that we'll see. First of all, now I don't like to be around people who do not tip. Now let me just say that now, because I have a problem when I am a hairstylist by trade, even though I am the school owner and I own several salons in Washington D.C. in every quadrant. But the important thing for me is it's all about appreciating people when they give you a service. Now, listen, this is what we have for the clients. Number one, this is important. The clients, first of all, we need to learn how to better communicate. Why would you sit in the chair and suffer? We have some clients who sit in the chair and some listeners who sit in the chair at different salons and they suffer. And I'm not understanding that if you're paying for an experience, what are you suffering for? What I mean by that is your hair needs to be detangled. My sister had mentioned on yesterday, she went to a place, they used a rat tail comb to detangle their hair. If you're in the industry, we all know that you have to have a wide tooth comb so you can be able to detangle the hair. She said that she actually can hear her hair popping. And I'm asking her, why are you sitting in the chair and allowing these things to happen? The first thing to my listeners is you need to learn how to better communicate. Open your mouth and say something. If your stylist have an attitude, then you need to request someone else, because you definitely don't want nobody working over top of you, taking stuff out on you because they have issues. Number one. Number two, if you feel that something isn't right, if there's water going down your back, if the relaxer is in too long, you just sit there, and it's so unfortunate how some of our listeners, they sit there and they take the abuse in the hopes that they'll be beautiful once it's over. That is not what the salon experience is supposed to be. It is important that you open your mouth and communicate. Ask your client, the next one is ask your client, ask your stylist questions. What is this are you using? What did you use to shampoo my hair with? Let me see the size comb that you're using when you're doing X, Y, and Z. If the stylists have a problem with it, then you know that this is your last visit at that particular salon. Come on, people. If you're paying money out of your pocket for a service, that service needs to be to your liking. There's nowhere in the world I will never forget. My mother and I went into, she was getting her first fur coat. And she was paying on it and paying on it and paying on it. When it was time for her to finally finish paying on the fur coat, when we went to pick up the coat, it was a different coat. It wasn't even the same coat. They had switched the coat and thought that she was just going to take the coat. And the salesperson says, my mother says, Chet, that's not my coat. And we didn't feel comfortable leaving out of there with the wrong coat. So I went up to the salesperson and I said, well, we need a different coat because this is not what we've been paying for. And the person had the nerve to say to me, well, my God, you've been paying all these months for it, as to say, because we didn't really have the money, why don't you just take what we have to give you? And I'm not going to tell you on the air how I responded. Praise the Lord. We're going to go to the phone lines. Only thing I'm going to tell you is you're going to give me the customer service that is due to me, or you will not have my business. Let's go to the phone call. Al, talk to me. You're here. We're talking about tipping. What's your comment, sir?
My comment is I went to your salon on U Street, and it was excellent.
Okay. Did you?
Yes, I did. And it was excellent.
Who was the barber?
I can't remember the name.
Okay.
But I did, and I always tip. And I think what you should do is write out some rules and give it to customers. So if they do sway and go to other places and then come back to yours, they have given out the rules of why they won't come back to that place again.
Gotcha.
I'm sold on your place.
Okay.
Okay. And I've I've been around for quite some time, and I'm not going to tell you how old I am.
Okay.
But I was quite pleased with the service that I got from your place on U Street.
Okay, well,
I was thinking about jumping over to the other places too, but I'm right here in Northwest anyway, so
That's right.
But thank you so much.
Not a problem, Al. All right, very good. All right, everybody, if you're just tuning in, that was just Al, one of the customers. He's talking about our barber salon. We have 5 salons, but we only have one salon that's geared towards the gentleman, and that's at 923 U Street Northwest. Some of you may have seen me on television. I was on TV last week. They were talking about the U Street construction and wanted to know my take on it. So that was so I got a lot of calls from that. But nonetheless, we're talking about what should we do as a client. The first one is we need to learn how to better communicate. Okay, you need to ask questions. If you know that a barber, even the guys, if you know that they're about to put something in your hair, or when they put that tonic on your face, ask questions. Well, what is this you're using? You need to know what's going on, what they're putting on your skin. You need to know. That's very important. The next one is, it is unacceptable to be in a hair salon or barbershop all day. Them days are over, Alonzo. And when you were growing up, you may have sat in the barbershop all morning, all that kind of stuff. No, sir. Those days are over. Listen, it is all about respecting the time of our clients. Listeners, listen to me. If you go into a hair salon at 10 and you come out at 2 and 3 o'clock and you just went for a basic service, you need to find another place to go. Bottom line. Number one, either the client, either the stylist isn't booking properly, or the stylist is super slow and have no time management, or it's a situation where they are just do not care about your time. I have a problem when I've been waiting for an hour and then the barber tells me I have to stop and get something to eat. I'm not saying that the barber shouldn't eat. What I'm saying is that you have to plan your time appropriately so you can take that. And then, comments, listen to me. When you come back from lunch, I hope the stylists and barbers listening, and most of them down at the forum today, but those who are listening and the clients, you tell your barbers and stylists, they shouldn't come back smelling like fish and fries. Coming back smelling like steak and cheese, or the worst one, when they come back with cigarette all over them and the other stuff. We won't go there. It is important for us to understand that when we're servicing clients, you have a voice. Open your mouth and you say to the people, I'm offended. I don't like cigarette smoke. I don't like the smell of a cigarette. And I have a problem with somebody standing over top of me, talking to me, breathing, and I smell all of that cigarette smoke while I'm trying to get a relaxing service. It is all about respecting the time. Learn how to communicate, number one. Number two, ask questions. Number three, respect the time. And what you have to do is now, and this also goes to the clients. Like I said earlier, you have a 10 o'clock appointment and you walk in the door at 10:42. That's also unacceptable. Why? Because I blocked you off at 10, which means that I have people waiting, and you mess up my entire day when you waltz in at 10:42. You done messed up my entire day now. You messed up my entire day because now I'm behind because you decided to be 42 minutes late. And a lot of now some salons, they charge you when you're late. Some salons charge you when you're late, and some salons charge you when you they charge you when you're late, and some salons some salons charge you when you're late, and some salons charge you when you don't show up. So I just think that it's really important that you have to understand, everyone. Now, I'm going to give you some tips and everything, but we're going to save that for the last hour, the last segment. Let me just also mention to you, let me stop here for a second and mention to you again the number. You heard what Al said. I did not Coast out or call in with the Sea Island Barber Salon, 923 U Street Northwest. It's right across from the U Street Vermont Avenue subway station. You want an opportunity to go there and we have about 8 or 9 barbers in there, up and down stairs. It's a full service salon where you can come in and get your beige jeans, you can come in and get your gray camouflage. Some of you 75 years old trying to get your gray covered. At the barber salon, you have opportunities. Let's quickly go to the phone line. We got Showtime on the line. Showtime, talk to me.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're talking about tipping.
Tipping. Listen, that's what I'm going to say. Tipping is I'm more in tune to making sure I give a good quality service. Not looking for a tip. I just want to make sure they're satisfied with their service. If the tip come behind that, that's great. But it's more important that they come repeatedly as a customer. That's what I look for. The guy called earlier and said that he came to this salon on U Street, in which everybody's on one page of giving good, excellent customer service. It's like if you go into one barber, the same barber will give you the same customer service no matter which one you went to. I was great when he really didn't specifically say the particular person's name, because it doesn't matter which chair you get in, you're going to get the same result.
Okay. All right, Showtime. We got to go to commercial break. I'm glad you up listening this morning.
Yeah, I'm listening every morning. I got through. Another thing, too, I don't really think it's imperative. It's really a lot of pressure on the customer.
Showtime, hold the line. We got to go to a commercial break. Hold the line. We'll be right back after these messages. Sea Island Morning Show. We're talking about tipping.